up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're still here in Plano, Texas at the Toyota headquarters for that media event that they're calling HQ Confidential, and I have a very interesting SUV that I want to showcase for you. This is an all-new 2022 Toyota Corolla Cross. But before we get into this small size SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. Toyota, they're really bringing a bang-up lineup when it comes to their SUVs. You look at the CHR, you look at the RAV4, you look at the Highlander. There's so many. Sequoia. The whole lineup is just really loaded with lots of hits to fit many different wants, needs, and lifestyles. Now, the great news is this Corolla Cross is going to slot in right underneath the Toyota RAV4 and right in front of the CHR. And what they're trying to bring is some of that great youthful driving experience and SUV usage. And of course, that iconic Corolla name. It's been around since 1973. They've sold millions upon millions of Corollas, whether they be sedans or hatchbacks. Now we have it on an SUV format. So what I want to do is I want to find out, is this Corolla Cross, is this a small SUV that you need to be looking at and maybe purchasing down the road? Or should you be looking at one of the competitors to this vehicle like the Subaru Crosstrek? Let's go ahead, let's dive into our 2022 Corolla Cross and find out. Right off the bat, that it's easily identifiable Toyota styling. So at the front end of the business, you're gonna get, of course, these LED daytime running lamps. You got your projector beam style headlight, a little bit of chrome trim, but the overall design really kind of mimics, in a way, the RAV4. As you work your way down, guess what? No fake vents. They just left it nice, painted, but they gave it some of that extra body style to really give it a nice standout look. Some flat black, I'm okay with because it's nice and low. It's gonna take a better beating over time. And as we come across the front grille, you can see all the different design elements. That silver that goes around the whole perimeter. Then you have some of that metallic black finish that's not only on top, but also on all the grille elements. Flat black and some horizontal slots that is functional. And of course, being connected with a lot of other SUVs, they do that simulated skid plate, but I'm glad that they did it in the same body color rather than just doing bright silver like everybody else. Now, when you get up onto the hood, clean body lines. They're just gonna come off the top of the grille area, go right into the hood, and clean into the A-pillars. Now, as we come around the bend, there's gonna be 3 different trims that you can go with: L, LE, and XLE. On our XLE, here is our wheel design. So you're gonna get this V-spoke pattern, machined aluminum. I like some of the intricate detail that they put. It gives a little bit more character to the overall design of the wheel. It's an 18-inch wheel. Standard wheel will be, of course, a 17-inch. 225 on the width, meaty 55 series sidewall, and really just the right amount of gap between the top of the tire inside the fender. I don't mind the flat black on the fender wells. Like I said, when you're looking at the RAV4, you could sometimes get too much gloss black or painted black. This actually gives it a nice durable look, especially with the white. Coming down the side on the XLE, you're gonna get painted mirror caps, slim and trim on those turn signals, a little bit of bright shiny metal work only on the top. And I'm gonna show you how it really does a great job of giving it some style. This one has, of course, you're gonna get your roof rails, but you're also getting the crossbars and a sunroof. Nice clean body line in the center of the door, and also along the bottom where you're also gonna have that flat black. Look at the way they did the fender into the actual door opening like that. I think that gives it a nice clean look. And then, like I was saying, that chrome trim, how it comes to the rear, flares out, and it actually says Corolla Cross stamped into that portion. Gives it that almost like floating roof design on the rear, splitting up this rear pillar. You're gonna get a stubby style roof spoiler, and then we're gonna come around the back. This one obviously has been equipped with a mountain bike carrier. This is all about the people that wanna go on that adventure-seeking journey. So people who have mountain bikes, maybe you throw some kayaks up there, but I'm gonna have Lori kind of, really showcase the rear of the vehicle with the LED taillights, the Corolla Cross badge. We're gonna have another example to really show some of the finer details without a bike carrier. But coming all the way to the side here, you can see how you have your XLE badge. That is your top trim for the Corolla Cross. But why don't we go ahead, we're looking at the tail end of the business, let's pop the hood and see what's powering this small size SUV. Right, guys, we got the hood popped on the Corolla Cross. I'm not gonna zonk the prop rod, especially because they put it all the way over to the passenger side. Underneath the hood should be something very familiar, almost as familiar as the Corolla name. That is the Corolla power plant in this small SUV. So you're looking at that 2-liter inline-4 naturally aspirated engine. It produces the same amount of power, 169 horsepower, 151 pound-feet of torque. It is mated, and I am gonna zonk it to a CVT transmission. I wish it had the 8-speed automatic from the bigger brother, the RAV4. You can get front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. If you go all-wheel drive, you could tow up to 1,500 pounds, and the all-wheel drive system can actually transfer 50% of the power to the rear wheels. Now, MPGs combined on the front-wheel drive is gonna be 32 miles per gallon. Combined on our all-wheel drive example, you're looking at 30 miles per gallon. What's fascinating is that the Corolla name has been in existence since 1966 when they started selling Corollas, specifically in Japan. But why don't we go ahead, we talked about the outside, we talked about underneath the hood, let's get to that interior and see what's in store for this 2022 Corolla Cross. All right, guys, we're inside this 2022 Corolla Cross XLE. Like I said, 3 trims, L, LE, XLE. It's interesting because on the outside, I don't think Corolla, but as soon as you get to the interior, it screams Corolla in a very, very good way. Now, I know you're probably wondering, well, Joe, how much is it? Pricing is not available, but it will be expected later this fall to hit showroom floors. The question mark is about the price, but let's see what you get when you go XLE with the Corolla Cross. To the door panels. So like I mentioned, think standard Corolla. You're gonna get that 2-tone color motif, that cream color up top. It's all soft touch material. The only thing is it looks good. I just think it's gonna be hard to keep clean, especially if you have kids. You do have soft material on the armrest, a little bit of silver trim, no gloss black, and I'm very happy to report that. Door pocket is a decent size. You could easily get a Chipotle burrito, hold the guac, and maybe even the cheese, but you can get a bottle of Coca-Cola in there to wash it all down. Going from the door panel to the dash, same Corolla story. Soft touch material in this center section. This part up here is as hard as a rock, so I am gonna zonk that. You do have the JBL optional sound system, which is gonna give you some nice clear tunes. A little bit of silver, just a little bit of gloss black, and then of course you get that familiar 8-inch infotainment system setup. Now it is that iPad style, but it's very easy to use and it's gonna be familiar to anybody who's been behind the wheel of a Corolla. We do have dual climate controls, your start stop button, heated seats, USB, and wireless charging in the XLE trim. This guy right here is gonna control that CVT transmission. Little bit of gloss black, nothing too crazy. 2 cup holders. Here is your Corolla Cross key fob. I'm glad they updated the key fob a little bit. It's got a nice look to it. Gray on the armrest, soft touch material. You could put your Ken Griffey Jr. signed baseball in there and a 12 volt, so you can keep it nice and warm, keep your balls warm. And you're gonna have the 2-tone color with the gray, that soft text material. I like how good it feels when you're sitting. You do have manual seat controls for the passenger. I have power seat controls, light headliner, and guess what? We do have a nice sunroof to let the sun's rays in. But why don't you come over here behind the business end of the Corolla Cross. All right, guys, business time in this Corolla Cross. Now, you do have these tasteful sill panels with the Corolla Cross badging down below. I like those little touches, something that kind of surprised me when I opened up the door. There's your power seat controls, easy to get to, lower lumbar. You do have a manual tilting and telescoping steering wheel. And like I said, if you've been in a Corolla, this is nothing new. Same great steering wheel. I do like the thickness, not a sexy horn button, but you do have the flat black button, so you're not gonna get any gloss or any glare from any black gloss material. And then the dash, you do have that 7-inch digital display in the center, easy to read, easy to go through the different information, analog tach, fuel gauge, and coolant gauge. Gonna get all the readouts that you want. Lots of room up here. I'm 6 feet tall. Even with a sunroof, I feel good. Let's get into the back seat though and see how your passengers are gonna like this Corolla Cross. All right, guys, back seat time. One of the smart things is I like the way they engineered a nice high cup holder on the door panel. Easy to get to, or if you don't put a drink in there, you can put some Reese's Pieces or some Skittles. Now, the interior, you're gonna get that soft text material all the way around the back. No pocket behind the driver's seat. So that is gonna be a zonk, but you do have rear AC, and all the way down there, there's 2 USBs. So nice to see in this XLE trim. I have my own pocket And since we're talking about a Corolla Cross, if you like the cross stitch, you could put all your needles and thread and yarn in here and do your thing while you're being chauffeured around. Sounds good to me. The even better news is lots of headroom. Remember, 6 feet tall, I didn't shrink any, still got plenty of headroom. Armrest, yes. It's like a soft marshmallow. Put your 2 cup holders, put your 2 drinks in there, maybe some chocolate and some graham crackers, make a s'mores with this armrest, flip it back. I don't know about you, I wanna see how much room is in this Corolla Cross. All right guys, we were able to track down another Corolla Cross. This one is an L trim, so this is your entry trim, but I wanna showcase some of the details that we weren't able to show on the other one because of that bike carrier. Now you could clearly see the lighting, the way they did the taillight housings, nice clean look. You got, of course, your Toyota badge. There's that Corolla Cross badge looking good. And as we drop down, just like up front, they took the same body color, has that simulated skid plate, flat black in design, nice and clean. You do have an exhaust tailpipe that's poking out, but other than that, simple, clean. And I think that's the smart thing with this Corolla Cross. Now, when you open up the back, just lift it right up, there's some little Easter eggs. You see this little design here? This is actually the design that they started with to come up with the Corolla Cross, and there's actually about 450 of these designs throughout the whole vehicle. Now the good news is, even though this is smaller than the RAV4, you're getting tons of space. Nice width, nice height, especially with this lower cargo floor. Look at how much lower the floor is from the edge there, but you're gonna get nice width on that room. And to put the seats down, it's real simple. You're just gonna push on the button and flip it on down, and that's gonna allow you to go to Costco, get those larger items in here. And of course, this floor can be adjusted depending on what situation is going on. This is part 1 of a 2-part series with this Corolla Cross. We will be coming back to Toyota headquarters to do the drive, but it's about that time. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's wrap up this 2022 Corolla Cross. All right, guys, it's been a great experience here at the Toyota headquarters. I definitely got to thank Zach and the rest of the crew getting this whole thing together to really showcase their new models. This 2022 Corolla Cross, interesting in its concept and design. I think it really slots into their lineup very nicely. We'll see what you think. Let me know what you think in the comment section about this smaller Corolla Cross SUV. But if you want to keep seeing small SUVs on Raity's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new to the channel and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raity's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the first link, become a Raity's Rides Patreon member. Click the second link, get yourself some Raity's Rides merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera. She's out here rock solid, rocking these cars on camera just for you. Thank you, Lori, for your hard work. Show us some love in the comment section. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.